I definitely say I'm able to have this happen because of my teammates. You know, they're able to find me in open spots. I'm able to get them open, what gets me open. You know, being able to have amazing passes like Luka and Kai on the team just makes my job so much easier. You know, I get them open and then they get me open. So it's just a tandem of being able to just help each other out.
Just a dream come true, kind of, just to be able to have your rookie year go this way, to be the Western Conference Finals. You're up 2-0, back at home now. Do you ever just kind of reminisce on how surreal this is?
You know, I definitely look back to the start of this NBA season and thinking I wouldn't have thought I got this far. I wouldn't have thought that this season would have went this way, where I'd be able to be in this position. You know, I never thought coming into my rookie season we'd be able to get this far. I'm grateful. You know, I'm just trying to be able to learn. I'm just trying to be able to take advantage of as much opportunities as I possibly can.
Coach Kidd said before game 2, you know, going in with this underdog mentality, like playing like we're down. Do you still have that mentality heading into this one?
We definitely have to. You know, we got to come out and throw the first punch. You know, because whenever we come out and we ease into the game, that's when we find ourselves having our trouble in the game. You know, when we come out, we know what we have to do. We dictate what we have to do, and we execute. That's when we play our best, and that's when we're able to walk out on top.
It said before game 2, you know, going in with this underdog mentality, like playing like we're down. Do you still have that mentality heading into this one?
We definitely have to. You know, we got to come out and throw the first punch. You know, because whenever we come out and we ease into the game, that's when we find ourselves having our trouble in the game. You know, when we come out, we know what we have to do. We dictate what we have to do. And we execute. That's when we play our best, and that's when we ever walk out on top.
Derek, you're up to 2-0 and you get 2 wins on the road. How do you find that balance of celebrating the wins and that you're executing the game plan, but also staying poised where you don't get complacent with a series lead?
You know, I feel it really comes down to labeling what emotion you're going to use. You know, we can be happy that we've won 2-0, but we can't take our foot off the gas. You know, we can't just think that the job's finished because the job's not finished. You know, there's a lot of things that can go down because if we won 2 in their house, then they're going to think that they can win 2 at our house. So it's going to be able to come out here and just have our foot on the gas. Being able to kind of throw the first punch, throw the second punch, and take a punch and then throw one right back. It's really just going to be able to come down to this game.
Speaking of Tyson, what's the biggest advice he's given you for this postseason?
That's a hard question. It really comes down to being able to keep your mental right. You know, being able to make sure everything off the floor is clean. You don't have to worry about anything off the floor. And at the same time, that just makes everything on the floor that much easier because you don't have anything to worry about. You're focused on everything on the floor, and you're not wandering. You're not thinking about anything else. Hard question. You know, I definitely say that my teammates have helped me tremendously. You know, being able to have my family come down to watch games. But you know, it's extremely hard. It's definitely extremely hard to have such a taxing thing happen in your life. You know, that's a part of me left me. You know, I'm not able to be myself because I have my mom with me or my dad with me. But it makes me just want to fight that much harder. You know, I'm able to have both my mom and my dad watching over me, watching my back. You know, I feel her every time I'm on the line, every time I step on the court. I feel close to her when I'm off the court. So it just makes me want to be able to just try to excel and try to perform at my best.
Who Luka and Kyrie are as players, but what don't we know about them as teammates or about people to be around and encourage?
I'm 20 and we think I act the youngest, but I don't act the youngest. They do. I can definitely tell you that. You know, they're always just trying to be able to they're leaders, but they also try to know whenever they keep the energy light, whenever to keep positive energy, and whenever there's negative times going on. You know, I feel like they've stepped up as leaders throughout this year, throughout this postseason, of making sure that we all are not complacent. You know, whenever we look back at Luka hitting a three-point shot, at the same time we're all celebrating on the bench and on the sidelines, but Luka and Kai are telling us it's not finished. We still have time on the clock, and we got to be able to get this win, and we got to be able to get this stop. Being able to have players like that just makes everybody stay and locked in the game, no matter if it's warm-up lines or even after the game at media. We're always focused about the game, and we're always just tuned in to what we have to do to get the win.
I mean, we just tell each other to go out there and be ourselves at the end of the day. You know, go out there and do the job that we are pretty much brought here to do, and that's go out, play defense, be the anchors, block shots, finish anything around the rim, and just make sure we get the right guys downhill, or just make sure we make the right decisions out of the pocket. And at the end of the day, just, you know, setting the tone physically. You know, Rudy, Cat, Nas, all their bigs are coming in, and they're trying to make sure that, you know, they throw us on the ground. They make sure that we know that their presence is known. At the end of the day, we got to do the same thing, I would say, when it comes with both of us. You know, we kind of like a 1-2 punch. So he tells me to go in, do my thing, be a monster. And when he comes in, I tell him the same thing.
I saw you asking who's dating. Okay. No, I'm saying who we're dating.
You said after game 2 that you always want to make the right play, but maybe the right play will be more shots for yourself.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What will it look like? Like how is that?
Nah, y'all gonna see tonight. It's gonna be a lot of shots.
Different from other games?
I'm gonna be super aggressive. I mean, I haven't took more than 16 shots in each game, so I'm gonna be ultra aggressive coming out for sure.
And you mentioned that turnover rate, live and switched on it. When you went back and you looked at that, what did you see?
I should have just shot the fucking first shot. Yeah, just that simple. Yeah, for sure. That's all.
Yeah. But you see a rookie big on you. I mean, you probably think you've got some food in front of you.
I mean, it's not even. I don't care who in front of me. I don't even see the person in front of me. I'm just trying to get to my spot and shoot. I don't really care about who in front of me.
Do you think it could be even a benefit now that you guys are on the road because no one of you is at home or distracted from something because you're all together?
I think we play better on the road anyway. I mean, every time besides the Phoenix series, we haven't played well at home. So, I think we're looking forward to this game because we play better on the road with our back against the wall.
Can you be in attack mode against this defense?
Can I be in attack mode?
Can you get to the rim? Can you be yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I've been getting away from it, but I'll definitely be back to it tonight.
Why do you feel like you play better on the road than at home so far this postseason?
Like she said, less distractions, less people around. I mean, you're in a hotel, you in those four corners, by yourself. Really, I just play the game, so I ain't got nobody bothering me.
Yeah, your mentality is obviously in a good place, but those are two tough losses. How do you feel like
I think we're in a pretty good mood. Everybody's smiling, joking, because we know, man. We know we're a good team. Like, we know it's not over. Like, I'm not worried. I don't think my teammates or coaches, I don't think anybody worried. We just know we got to come ready to play tonight. They got closers, man, with Luka and Kyrie, so you can't make mistakes down the stretch and keep it a close game. They got two guys they can throw the ball to and just say, go get a bucket. But we made a lot of mistakes. I turned it over last game. We had a couple turnovers late in the game last game, and in the first game, we just gave it away. So, yeah.
Jaden, I know you said that, obviously you committed a tough shot and Rudy gave him a tough contest. The clip of that moment was kind of broken down, and right when the switch happened, you're caught on camera just kind of making like a face like, oh man, it's going to be tough. Do you remember what was going through your mind at the time of the switch?
No, I just wanted to guard him because he hit one on me last game, so I kind of just wanted to be able to guard him again in the same position, but I kind of knew I wasn't going to be able to just because of what we were switching and what Coach asked for. So hopefully we don't be in that position again, but if we do, I'll make sure I'm not switching.
A couple hours later, how do you look at what happened last night and use that going into Game 4?
Yeah, literally the same I felt 12 hours ago. So, we're just going to continue to stay in the fight. The most important thing is understanding that every game is completely different. Take on different sub-patterns, different adjustments, different mentality, and just got to stick to the margins and the details and the physicality.
You talked about the killer instinct before. How important is that for this one going in all the way through?
I mean, it's important in every game. So just not having expectation or understanding, other than it's going to go the way it's supposed to go. So just got to be ready, for their attack and just continue to chip away at it.
The defense is struggling early in that game. What did that bring to the game last night? And what did it say? The zone, yeah.
Opened up more layups for them.
What did it say that a group was able, that hadn't played a lot together, was kind of able to get to that?
I wouldn't say it was very good. So, but what I think it did do is it just kept us kind of figuring it out, and that's the more important thing. Whether it was the zone, whether it was the matchup change, the coverage change, we figured it out. And so I didn't think the zone was overly effective, but what it did do was it just allowed us to stay open-minded. It allowed us to just change the dynamic of the game a little bit, chip away at it. I didn't think it was overly effective, but it just kept us kind of like, okay, let's just try to keep figuring it out. And I think that's the most important thing from last night is we just found different ways to figure it out. I think that's important.
So
yeah, I mean, you can't run away from that. It's just how you process that, how you handle that. You have to sit there and say, yes, we're 1 win away, but we're 48 minutes, 200 possessions. Like, you got to look at the details of that. And so, yes, that's the obvious one that you can't ignore. But you just got to break it down further and further. And also, you can't have the expectations that you're going to do it tomorrow. Like, we have no idea what's going to happen. We have no idea what kind of game it's been. As you saw in this series, every game has taken on a life of its own. So we just have to stay prepared and understanding of what the details are, and then just be open-minded to take on, whatever we need to take on for tomorrow's game. The numbers are literally flipped. We'll start with that. But I think that's a situation when you're in any situation, sometimes you find out why you're in it a day later, a week later, a month later, sometimes a year later. So I think it's more important to just focus on in the position we were last year, what can we learn from that, and then I think the position we're in now, we say, okay, that's why we had to go through what we had to go through, was to gain the experience, gain the mindset, gain the pain, all the things that went into that, and try to use it for this. And it doesn't mean anything other than we have to have the humility and the perspective to understand what we've been through and try to use it to get to where we want to go.
Chill team back this year.
Yeah, really it's just time. We talk about that a lot. The players and I and the staff, we've had time to just figure out how we want to go about doing things together. And so it's a little credit to them. I think in a game like yesterday, coaches can be handcuffed by
feeling like they can't go to something because they haven't done it before or see a different lineup or a different sub pattern. So, the guys did a great job of just staying open-minded, just looking for new ways to just chip away at the lead. And so I think when you have that relationship, you have that trust, you have that buy-in, you're able to do those things. So, it's just a credit to them. And then, like you said, just the time to, hey, here's how we're going to handle situations, here's how we're going to do it. And, so it starts with them.
It seems like you really enjoyed this journey with this team. What's the journey been like to be on a team with championship aspirations and just kind of be around these guys?
It's been great. It's been great. One thing I always joke about. Last 3 years, I, booked my vacation 2 months before the season was over. And now being here, playing now, it's really fun. It's exciting, and this is where I want to be. I being here and, like you said, not playing as much. It's still fun. I'm still like engaged. I'm still ready to get in whenever I can. But this is something that I want, kind of for the rest of my career, like playing this level of basketball, this intense, the intensity that we play with, and the attendance to detail. I think that's something that I'm really good at and really fits my game. So this is where I want to be, and I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. But it's, I don't know, I can't even put into words like how fun it is, the run that we're on right now.
You've been vlogging this entire playoff run and this entire season. What's been your intention behind that, and how has it been to be able to give fans kind of a behind-the-scene look of like what's going on?
It's exciting. I know a lot of people like watching it, but for me, I just like doing it. It's fun for me. It's a hobby, making videos and taking pictures, stuff like that. It kind of just eases my mind a little bit. When I go on my walks, put my music on and do my thing. But I know the fans love seeing it. It's definitely not going to stop. Have a couple videos ready to drop, so stay tuned for that.
What's the trust factor from players to coach? Second year around, it seems like he's more comfortable in what he wants to do. You guys are more comfortable in what he's preaching.
Yeah. This is my first year with them, obviously, but I could see the trust from the starters down to the bench guys that they have in Joe, and all the stories that I heard last year of them trying to figure stuff out. Even though they did have a great run last year, I feel like this year everyone's really dialed into the same game plan. And that obviously just starts with Joe, calling guys in the summer, getting together with guys in the summer, and, building all that trust and relationships off the court, outside of basketball. He did a great job of kind of calming us down, where it could have been, the other side where he came in probably yelling or screaming for things that we, could fix. Some guys might take it a different way, some guys might accept it, but I feel like he did a great job letting us know, like, all right, bro, we're in the NBA. Here is, a 12-point deficit. Like, how are we going to chip away? How are we going to get back to it? None of this stuff matters unless we start playing hard. That's one of the things he said. And I feel like, that talk kind of got us back to playing the basketball that we know we can.
Yeah, there's plenty of reasons to be motivated for this game tomorrow. When you're the head coach of an NBA team, you tend to get information on things. So one thing I just heard in the last few minutes is that the league is making logistical plans for a trophy presentation on our floor tomorrow, and so that's something that I think should make our players' blood boil and our fans' blood boil, and it's just another layer of motivation to extend the series.